Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. And good time zone. And what is up, gamers? Hi, everybody. Welcome on in. Let me just adjust my mic a smidge because I think it was a little far away. Hello, hello. Hope you are all well. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday or whatever day it is if you're watching the VOD. And welcome on in. I just took an ibuprofen because I have had the just the worst continuous like TMJ pain for the last like couple of days. Just very annoying. But I have taken a medicine for it, so hopefully that'll settle down a little bit. And it is asparagus season, so you know what? I'm gonna lean into the good moodiness of that and be in a good mood today because we're painting something incredibly cozy, or at least I hope it'll be incredibly cozy. Um, and I hope it'll be a nice time. I've just noticed something I want to add to the sketch, but let's go have a look at the sketch. Let's have a look at the sketch and see how we feel about it. If I can switch on the light. No, I can't because the battery's not plugged in. Hold up. Bear with. I promise I'm a professional. I've been doing this for 4 years. Can you believe? All right, the light's on. We have artwork. Remember I was having such a terrible time with this guy's knees? I still don't like them. I mean, listen, they're beautiful. He's beautiful. His knees are perfect just the way they are. He should feel very proud of his knees. It's not his fault that I don't know how to knee correctly. Anyways, hi. Hope you're all having a wonderful Thursday. Hope you've had a good week so far. It's been very springtimey here. It has been like there's just daffodils everywhere. There's the sort of bluey purpley ones with the 5 doodads and the dark green. I can't. What the hell are those called? I don't think I've ever known what they were called. But it feels like spring here, and I resent how much sun we're getting. Because I was with some people yesterday, doing a lot of things all day, doing activities all day with people, and we had a nice break in the day at midday to have a bit of lunch, and everybody else wanted to go sit out in the sun, and I was like, okay, you guys have fun. I went and sat at a table by myself indoors. It was great. It was so great. Anyways, hey briefcase full of bees, how's it going? It's lovely to see you and welcome on in. I hope you and your many bees are well. Turnip, thank you very, very much for the lurk. I hope you have a lovely, lovely lurk. It's wonderful to see you also, and happy lurking. I have 2 teas today. I have my standard, just, mentholated hydration mint tea, and I also have, this tea was discontinued and is probably like a good amount of time out of date, but I've been rationing it because it's real yummy. It's called Totally Nutty, which is very silly, but it's a sort of almondy. It's like a somewhat almondy situation with like a hojicha. So, I mean, there is no going wrong with that combination. It's delightful. Anyways, so that's what I'm up to today. And I finished the sketch. I drew his knees. You can see, I think, from the ghosts of markings on the page that I did a lot of futzing with this, and I still don't think it's particularly great, but sometimes you just have to admit when it's time to stop futzing and just be like, okay, this is enough. This is enough. It's good enough. We're just gonna keep moving on, because otherwise you could just be futzing for the rest of your life. And sometimes it's good to just say, okay, this is all the futz that this is gonna get, and we're moving on to something else, and that's fine. Anyways, Casa, hello, welcome in, lovely to see you. Welcome. Casa says it's warm outside. It sure is. I confess, it's actually quite cold in my house, but I don't know if that's just because I am terrible at regulating my own personal temperature, but I'm actually quite chilly in here, which is unusual for the studio, which is usually quite a sauna-ish space compared to the rest of the house, because it's very full of stuff and very very small. So I think it from having the same size radiator as every other room in the house, it tends to hold a lot of heat, and also it gets sort of the late afternoon sun quite intensely because of the side of the house that it's on. But anyways, Also, my neck is very stiff. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if I've just been sitting funny or it's like my pillow situation. Um, I don't know if anyone else who's like of a certain age experiences this, but I have like competing needs when it comes to my pillows. So like I'm prone to getting like a lot of soreness and tenseness in my jaw, and the best thing that you can do for that is to have like a fairly flat pillow so your head isn't like being elevated really. Um but with some neck support. So I have one of those like curvy pillows to do that, right? Um and on the other hand, I also get heartburn because I'm over 40. And for heartburn, the best thing you can do is to have a pillow that like elevates your head and neck, um, so that it keeps things from trying to sort of move backwards up your like esophagus when you're lying horizontally, to actually just have the top bit of you up slightly. It keeps you from the heartburn from getting up into your throat and stuff. Unfortunately, that makes my jaw feel worse and my head feel worse and my neck feel worse. But then the other thing makes my heartburn bad. But right now, my pillow is fully flat, and yet I'm still getting neck pain. So, who knows? Anyways, it doesn't matter. Because we're awake right now. Nominally. I am sleepy. I am weirdly sleepy right now. I did have a cup of coffee, but I know I don't sound sleepy, but I promise I am. Maybe I just need to hydrate. Maybe I should have grabbed a sports drink before we started as well. I've got, like, at least 4 cans of Pocari Sweat in the house right now. And some Lucozade Sport, because priorities. I do like a sports drink. Do I do sports? No. But do I feel like it just makes sure that I hydrate? Yes. I don't know. Maybe this is just me as well. I never liked the taste of just like plain old water. The only time that I really want to be drinking plain old water is like if it's like the depths of summertime and the water has come directly out of the fridge, so it's really, really nice and cold, I want to drink a ton of water, and I will drink a lot of water. Or I'm on a flight. If I am on a flight, I am bringing like 2 largish bottles of water with me. Because, cabin air is so stuffy. I'm just like, I always feel scummy and disgusting after a flight, no matter what. But I do find that it helps if I just mainline water in that situation. So I will overpay the insane like robbery level prices because I can't bring in supermarket water bottles that I filled myself into the airport. So I will go to WH Smith and I will spend like £4 on 500 milliliters of its literally tap water. Grudgingly, but I will do it because I need to in order to feel healthy and okay. And they never give you enough fluids on a flight, so, I'm always happy to just carry around some, like, my bags are insanely heavy because I just buy, like, so much water. Anyways, hey, Thea, welcome in. It's lovely to see you, and welcome. Thank you so much for the strawberry, and I hope that you are having a beautiful Thursday. This is our painting, such as it is. I feel like there's a negative space here. And I think what I'm probably going to end up doing is just fill it with more garden. I think I just want them to be like surrounded by garden. And I think there's a lot of, I popped some like vague head shapes in here. I'll put in some like, I don't know, some greenery, maybe some heliotropes or something. Yeah, I've popped some vine, some sort of climbing plant that maybe is flowering as well, because I want this scene to be very, very full of flowers if I can. Very floral. And I don't know what book he's reading. But I have an idea, but it's really stupid and I don't want to talk about it yet. But at least I have concluded his knees, and that's the most important thing. Though I think actually looking at it, with regard to like the relative leg situation, I feel like his And I realized, listen, there is nothing realistic about his foot would be more like back here, I feel like, just cuz otherwise one leg is way longer than the other, and yeah. That's that you don't I mean, it is possible. It is possible. Leg situation, says Mesh. There was a leg situation, Mesh. Yeah, also hi. Wonderful to see you. Welcome on in. How are you doing? Um I mean, like, humans are not fully symmetrical. Some people do have one leg or one arm that's slightly longer than the other. Um, Most of the time, I think not to a, like, visible or, like, properly noticeable degree. Um, though in rare cases, some people do. Like, I've known of people who have had to wear, like, lifts in, like, one shoe because one leg is, like, there's like a difference of, like, at least a centimeter between the two. So you have to do something to compensate for it. But for the most part, our legs tend to be more or less the same length. Likewise with arms and stuff. Though I think sometimes you can end up with an asymmetry if you're someone who always wears, like, if you always wear a shoulder bag on the same arm and it's quite heavy and you do that for, like, years, you can kind of throw your shoulders out of alignment a bit if you don't do a lot of exercise work to adjust for that. And so it can seem like one of your arms is longer than the other, but actually it's just because your shoulders are kind of asymmetrical. Anyways, I'm trying to think of another cursed trilogy, says Mesh. Ooh, a cursed trilogy. I would love to see it. Who's directing the trilogy? And do they need someone to do, like, some kind of artwork for it? Anyways, my moderator / spouse has just come home, so I'm gonna go say hi to him. 1 second, everybody. BRB. I don't know if I want to get into Star Wars this close today, baby. I'm tired. How are you? I'm glad you're home. Go to bed. Oh shoot, the Warhammer's on the bed. Move the Warhammers and then go to bed. Okay. I'm glad you're home. And I love you. And my jaw hurts really bad, so hey. Hi everybody, I'm back. Oh, Mesh says hello in the chat, sweetie.
Hello, Mesh.
He says hello. Thank you. Honey. Mesh said to tell you that your face is cute.
Obviously.
I mean, it's true. Oh, Theo also says hello. He says hello. Theo also agrees with Mesh that your face is cute. I also agree, by the way, that your face is cute. Anyways, we're married. Hi. I'm gonna have another sip of my beverage. And then I will actually maybe get to... No, I'm not gonna get to painting yet. Hold up. Wait a minute. No, not yet. Not yet getting to painting because I have decided that I want to put another window frame over here. Yeah, it comes across to about there. If I just pop it like here. That's about right. I'm not measuring it. It doesn't need to be... I mean, look at these lines. Take a look at these lines. Am I measuring things? No. It's fine. That is what I like to call good enough. Anyways. Mesh says, was about to ask if your husband was single. No. Sorry, everyone. He is spoken for. Cassis and Sammy is also cute. Beans. Y'all. You're gonna make me... I don't know if you can tell. It's very subtle on the PNG tuber, but they are blushing. Thank you. Anyways. Right. I don't know why. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't have any additional dithering to do. I could just start painting. But that's scary. That's really scary. I'm nervous about that. Okay, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do like the simplest bit of the painting, which is just this wall. I think I want to do one of those, like, cozy little cottages, um, where I think this is going to be a very sort of like light, either like sort of whitewashed or like stone color. So there's not a lot. Oh, is that cute though? Is that gonna feel balanced in the piece? Maybe I should do more of like a slightly darker gray and have it like be like stone, um, like nice old stone. Ooh, ooh. Oh no! Now I'm dithering. Oh heck. Yeah, actually, yeah. Oh no. Oh no, I think that's what I want to do. Okay, hold up. Hold up. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Okay, so you can't see my palette. Let me just move this over so you can see what I'm doing with my palette. I have this little blob of neutral tint color um that has been hanging out on my palette since I needed I have a tube of like liquid watercolor that is the color neutral tint, um, that I needed a tiny blobbit of for a previous piece that I did like weeks ago. And wouldn't you know it, because it's a tube, I blobbed out way too much and I didn't want to get rid of it because I don't like wasting stuff. So the blob has just been sitting on my palette this whole time, and every once in a while I'm just like, oh, you know what? A little bit of a slightly violet gray would be useful here. So I'm going to start with that, and then I'm going to add some bits to it to kind of warm it up a smidge. Anyways, hello, Kirsty. Welcome in. It is lovely to see you. Welcome, welcome. How are you? Hope you're having a lovely Thursday. How's it going? I've been dithering because this is another one of those pieces where I feel like I kind of just want to like improvise some flowery shapes and planty shapes around these little guys having their little picnic in some kind of ideal whimsical English countryside. I don't know. I'm having a respectable Thursday. Glad to hear it's respectable. I'm having what's the opposite of respectable? I'm having a disrespectable Thursday. Anyways, how is Sammy and friends? Asks Kirsty. Sammy's neck hurts, so apologies for any moments where I have to stop and stretch. But otherwise fine. I have 2 cups of tea, which is delightful, and it's a nice afternoon / evening to be in the studio, so I'm happy about that. For 'tis my happy place. What's everyone been up to this week? Did you do anything cool? Did you do anything fun? Freaking love these little roommates. Thank you, Kirsty. Thank you. They are having a nice time, and I love that for them. Having a little, I think they decided that it was a nice day, so they decided to just take their little like picnic blanket and some cups of tea out into the garden. Maybe read a little bit of poetry or something, that kind of thing. And just have a ridiculously idyllic time, and I love that for them. I added too much orange to this gray, and now it's too brown, so I'm going to add some more gray and hope that now it's gray. Yay. Color theory. I don't know them. Anyways. Oh no, not the disrespectable, says Kirsty. Indeed. Oh, what the hell have I done to my face? Genuinely, my face hurts. I don't know if it's just like the pillow I'm sleeping on at the moment or what, but like, oof. I'm watering this down quite a bit because I want it to be a fairly light wash to begin with, and then I can kind of assess from there. Oh my god, we're less than an hour into the stream and I've actually put color onto my pepper? What is this? Who is this? What's going on? Should we be scared? I don't know. Who is them? What is they doing? I just don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna continue undaunted because whatever. Also, these little like shrub shapes are very vague and loopy, but I'll do my best to make them look a little bit less silly. Because actually, I think the stylized shrubby bumps probably doesn't work with this piece. I don't know. I don't know. I'm feeling in my sort of just fluff around and find out era when it comes to making the paintings. Just do a thing and see what happens to it. Anyways, Sammy, I cannot calm down from the skong. I have skong fever. Oh my god, I know. I'm still in. Okay, so if anyone doesn't know, I did link to something in the video game section of my Discord to do with the you know that game that I play a lot on Friday streams, Hollow Knight. You may have heard of it. It has had a planned sequel for some time, and they have said that it's going to be out this year. And when I say it's been 84 years, it's been 84 years, chat. So, suffice to say, folks are feeling some kind of way. I'm feeling some kind of way. Oh no. This is the Art Stream Council will hear of this, says Kirsty. Oh no, please don't tell them. Please don't tell them I'm cheating and actually doing art on stream. I don't know how I will ever live it down. But yeah, I very nearly considered pivoting and trying to just like improvise a Silk Song related artwork today, but I didn't have it in me to start another sketch because I was very busy earlier. And well, I know no one cares about my blorbos as much as I do, but hopefully you like watching me paint anyways. Sometimes I just gotta follow my heart. Also, I'm very tired. Hi, Sunshine.
I just had a horrible thought.
Babe?
What if the reason Silk Song was delayed so much was because it's a Switch 2 exclusive?
Oh, no. Okay, first off, I'm going to start by saying that this is not true, but what my moderator/spouse just said is, what if Silk Song's been waiting for so long because it's a Switch 2 exclusive? Also, Kirsty says hi, babe.
Hey, Kirsty.
He says hello. Oh, we love the Blorbos, says Kirsty. Aw, oh, jeez. I'm going to have to paint in them that they're blushing. Thank you. But yeah, no, I don't. I'm pretty sure some Steam information has been updated as well, so I don't think you have to worry about that if you're not planning to get the Switch 2, which I wasn't, but you know. Terms says, here's a Hollow Knight story for you. Oh geez. Oh geez. Why won't chat let me scroll upwards? Like, why is this streaming software is broken? I've been playing Hollow Knight. Keep hitting to dash on my controller. It'd be fine if I wasn't playing Hello Kitty Island Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It's Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Oh geez. That's a very different HK game. A very different HK game indeed. Mesh says, Skong, $90 Switch 2 exclusive confirmed. We heard it here first. Oh no! Oh no! Wouldn't put it past him, said my moderator/spouse. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Can you imagine? No. No. Also, what the heck is my chat window doing? Why is it being such a weirdo? I'm making it larger to try and compensate, but it's not letting me scroll. Why is it not letting me scroll up? Okay, anyways. Kirsty says, well, the exclusive to Switch 2 ID is funny. That wouldn't explain why. Yeah, exactly. I'm PlayStation as well. Okay, cool. It's listed on Xbox, Steam, and Xbox and PlayStation stores. Thank goodness, because I mean, I still love my Switch 1. I'm not ready to get another console. Oh, timed exclusive, says Mash. No, I want to play it the day it comes out. I want to stream it. I want to remember what it feels like to be bad, like super bad at one of these games, because I'm going to be super bad at it. Oh, jeez. Kirsty says, I mean, that wasn't impossible, but I think people would be so mad, Kirsty. People would be livid. And you have seen the might of this like, community of players. I would not want to do anything to make them mad. What if Switch to exclusive content? Ooh, Hornet Hat Switch exclusives, says Kirsty. Oh no. Oh no, they can't. Please don't keep the hats from me. I want hats. I want Hornet hats. Oh no. Oh goodness. Kirsty also says I think a whole team would assemble to get a port to PC ASAP. Oh, they super would. This community of peoples, they would make it happen, like 100%. I have of this I have no doubt whatsoever. Like I think it would be fine. Anywho, but yeah, my paint is more or less dry, I think, which is good. Now I just need to figure out whatever the other paint colors and things doing. Kirsty says Sammy and I will be the only two streamers doing the slowest Silk Song streams ever. Oh, Kirsty, you know it's gonna take so long. I don't want to listen. Like, yes, I am attempting a speed run right now. Yes, I am 6 to 7 hours into said speed run, and I'm nowhere near being finished because I keep dying. But you know, I don't want to speed through it in like 2 hours. I want to savor every piece of the experience for as long as I can. It's gonna take like another 17 years for me to finish playing it, I'm sure. You're going fast for a long time, says Theo. Oh my god, Theo, that's why I'm so tired. You've cracked the code. That's why I'm so tired.
That'll be the midnight sleep.
I'm going fast for a long time. My moderator / spouse says that'd be the midnight sleep. Joke's on you, sweetheart. I'm not sleepy at midnight, but I sure am sleepy at 9 a.m.
Yeah, me too.
Anyways. Kirsty says I'm brewing secret plans that will probably take me 2 years to finish. Secret plans? Secret plans? Secret plans? Oh my goodness. I'm excited. Mash says 24-hour Skong release stream. Yes, that would be amazing. But also exhausting. Oh my god. Don't do that to yourself. That sounds very tiring. I am very smart, says Theo. You are very smart. Hell yeah. Kirsty says 24/7 365 stream. Yep. Oh my god. Okay. My friend, please sleep. I don't mind lying to people on the internet, so sure. You're a stronger person than I am. Terrible at it. I can't do it. Like April Fools came and went, and I genuinely worried because I announced a shop update on the very late evening of the 31st, and I was genuinely terrified that people were going to think that I was joking. I wasn't. I do have sticker sheets with birds on them. That's a thing you can get. And also a couple of little bookmarks and some art prints. Some more gay little hamster Victorian ladies. You know, all that jazz. Anyways. Nobody would lie on the internet, says Mash, like ever. For sure, never. Not ever, never. Actually, related to our conversation at hand, I do still have some limited edition Hollow Knight art prints if anybody wants any. You can do that. Especially the shiny cloth print, because they gave me extras. So I have a bunch. Anywho. I'm gonna gather some greenness, and I'm gonna impart some greenness into this painting, if I may. Get a little soft and gardeny right here. I'm actually gonna lean I was gonna get sort of like a yellowish green. I'm actually gonna lean the green slightly in the other direction. I'm using mostly this, but I'm adding a little bit of this to it because I'm feeling wacky. I feel like you just made Kirsty spend $300. No, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please pay your bills first. Turnip says all the cool kids have a shiny cloth print. Aw. I'm a cool kid. Oh my goodness, a 3-string steak from Sledge. Thank you, my dearest darling. Sledge says, I never usually watch. Oh, thanks. Thanks, honey. Kirsty says, I have Sammy Hollow Knight art. Oh, you super do. And I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for that. That was very kind. I hope you enjoy it. I enjoy making it. It's such a fun universe to make silly little paintings of. I wonder if I'll ever do any more. Who's to say? Who can say if I'll paint stuff? I mean, I will. Like you know I'm gonna. I mean, come on, normal. Smash. Sludge says I occasionally drop in to make sure the natives are behaving themselves. Oh my god, honey. I mean, he is moderator / spouse, so thank you for that. Oh, Theo says your Hollow Knight art is so beautiful. No, you. So thank you. That's very sweet. Okay. I'm actually, actually, I'm going to make a second blobbit of a greenish color that is a slightly different greenish color, and then I'm going to kind of blob the different greens in different places so that I have a bit of a base that doesn't feel super, like, single colory, which would be good to have it not be. That is to say. Anywho. I'm trying to pick up some yellow right now, but it turns out there was still a lot more green in my brush than I thought there was, so this color is just going to be weird. Now I'm just trying to mop all the greenish paint water out of my yellow pan. Ah, heck. Ah, shoot. Okay, well, that's a color. Let's just blub onto the bits of the scene that are gonna have plants on them. And then oh no, the colors are bleeding into each other. Oh, flip. I did not mean for that to happen. La la la. Everything's okay. This is fine. I mean, this is all going to get covered in sort of additional details of plant matter and what have you. So I'm not super concerned about it. The moment. It is very wet though. Oh boy. Anyways, just want to have kind of a background to work with, and then go from there. Yay. I don't know if once I'm doing. I'm still. I'll be honest with regard to like the Silk Skong announcement. I'm kind of still of like, I'll believe it when I see an actual like numbered release date come forth. And until then, I'm a little like, okay, sure, Jan. But I want to believe. I really want to believe. Someone, who was it in my Discord? I have a Discord, by the way. I'll pop a link to the Discord in the chat. Who posted? It was a picture. It was like the Brady Bunch Sure Jan meme, but they photoshopped Hornet's head on top of the Brady Bunch girl. And it just said, Shaw Jan. Kirsty says, I've gone full believer because the Microsoft leak thing was internal, and this has been verified by Left, which adds huge legitimacy compared to the Microsoft leak. This is true. This is true. I think... I feel the most confident that I've felt, certainly. So, you know, that feels good. That definitely feels good. But anything can happen. And I hope what happens is that soon we get a game that we've been looking forward to, and it's amazing, and we're very happy. But yeah. I feel like I haven't finished playing Hollow Knight yet, so I haven't felt the like mighty I need it now that some folks might have because they've been with the game for longer, but I'm just like, I don't know. I am really looking forward to it, though. I think it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm just, yeah. I was in the middle of like a quite important meeting about some stuff when the announcement dropped on like a Discord that I'm in, and I saw the notification. I was like, I should not be looking at what this notification is right now. I'm totally paying attention. I mean, I was paying attention, but I was like very like, I need to go look at this. It was very frustrating. But yes. Oh, you're saying Jan. I thought you were making up new memes about Jam. I was confused at startup. Sure, Jam. You know, that's also good. It feels like a cryptid at this point, and I'm also like, it cannot be real, says Kirsty. But also, new key art dropped for it, and it pretty. Oh my goodness, it looks so pretty. It looks so stinking pretty. My phone blew up, says Kirsty. Unsurprised. It's almost as if people know that you like this thing and want to make sure that you know about it. But yeah, very, very excited. We got like, I don't know, 3 seconds of footage that looked real exciting and fun. So I'm looking forward to finding out what those things are all about. There was a little, well, I don't want to spoil you too much for people who don't want to be spoiled. I don't know how I'm so low key about it, says Kirsty. I know, like so very subtle of you. But I don't want to spoil you in case you don't want to know what the footage is all about. But it was also like 3 seconds, and I don't really fully remember. I think there was a bit of an area that we kind of already saw, and then a little bit of some new stuff that looks really cool. So, you know, exciting times. Very exciting times indeed. Alright. This brush is very loaded, and it's also very, thick. It used to have a nice fine point, and I feel like as time goes by with any such brushes, the point kind of starts to kind of diminish, but I really don't want to accidentally get background greenery onto these beautiful little guys' faces, so here's hoping I can not do that. I don't want you to suddenly have shrubs on your chin. That's weird. 3 seconds of footage and another 3 seconds of footage, says Kirsty. And what glorious 3 seconds they were, though. Oh my goodness gracious. This paint is looking really fun textures, so that's nice. I should decide what color I want their picnic blanket to be. I kind of feel like I want to do like a sort of cozy little like that sort of like checkered weave kind of thing. But do I want to go to that effort or nah? Maybe not. Maybe it's all one color, but it just has a little bit of a texture. Could do that. Oh, beans. It's not gonna be like white because that's boring. But oh no, what am I gonna do? What color is the blanket gonna be? Ah, shoot. At least it's feeling a little bit less naked and negative spacey than it was before. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I suppose I don't need to think about that just yet, because I can just work on other areas in the meantime, I suppose. There's a little bit of a... Hold up. Can I... There's a little gap here. Can I just very, very carefully... So carefully, I'm getting real quiet about it. Just fill that the heck in so it doesn't look weird. That's better. Hooray. That's more like it. Anyways, I'm sorry this isn't Silk Song art. To anyone who's an enjoyer of such things, I don't know, maybe I should do like a super fast little sketchy of Hornet. Just being like, Shaw. I kind of want to do that now. Maybe while this is, because this is going to need to dry, before I add any bits like near it. Oh no, what would I do? Actually, while that's drying, I might just fill in. It's, I think just kind of some shadowy shadow color inside the window frames because we can't really see what's in there. Nothing of import at the moment because our blorbows are outside, obviously. So I'm just going to shade that in with this happy little blobbit of gray that I would like to get rid of. But anywho. Yeah, I was like so tired this morning. I don't know if it was just like, well, I did have quite an eventful day yesterday, which probably didn't help, but I don't know if I'm still having like not time zone, but like time clock change jet lag. It definitely confuses me a little bit, like the times of day that it's light out. I'm like, no, oh no, oh no, sweetheart. How the heck do you want me to draw that? I have a terrible drawing time request from my beautiful moderator / spouse who wants to see the huge pile of salt generated on the internet when it becomes clear that Silksong is a $90 Switch 2 exclusive. Babe. They would never, but also that's a terrible drawing time request, so you know I got to do it. So let me set my canvas to one side somewhere where it's nice and safe. And I shall bring in the terrible drawing time canvas, which is currently this bad boy. And there's still a little bit of space on here to get up to some shenanigans, so I will do that. Oh god, I forgot about the biblically accurate cow. I don't think that salt song, says Kirsty. I don't think that will fit on Sammy's paper, says Mesh. Oh my god, I'm gonna try. But for anyone who missed it, we had the cow. The first one was the cow with human legs, which, horrifying. The cow with human hands, horrifying. And then the biblically accurate, they just wanted a cow that had, like, human eyes for feet, but I was like, what if I just fully biblically accurate kit out this cow? So it's got eyes for feet, and then instead of cow spots, it's just got more eyes, and there's another eye on the end of its tail, and it's saying, be not moo afraid. Because sometimes, if the horrors are going to come to you, you just kind of got to lean into them. Kirsty says, Mesh, for the first time in my life, I have no words. I mean, yay, there's the cute cows, says Mesh. Oh my god, I did it! I made Kirsty speechless. Congratulations. Congratulations. I do have words, and my words are... why? My words are why. My words are I do it anyways, but damn. But damn. Oh, little boy. Okay. Anyways, for anyone who isn't familiar with the phenomenon that is terrible drawing time, here it is. Basically, you give me a character or concept of your choosing, and I have to draw it from memory or sight unseen on the terrible drawing canvas for 5,000 channel points. I accept no responsibility for any psychic damage that may incur as a result of your terrible drawing, but almost always the psychic damage is inflicted upon me anyway, so, like, you'll be okay. I think. I hope. I'm gonna set a timer, and we're gonna give this a go. So, I think I have an idea, and I hope this is an okay interpretation. But first of all, 5 minutes on the clock starting now. I am running out of space on this terrible drawing paper, so I'm trying to be strategical here. So this is just like a mountain of salt. But how can we tell that it's salt? I think I'm just gonna draw in some little suggestion of like little salt crystals here and there, so you can kind of see. So it kind of feels like you can see that it has like a texture, like that. But crucially, I am drawing a little friend up here. Now, I'm also drawing her from memory, so apologies if she looks real bad. Here's her little smile. Her bigger eyes. She's got quite big eyes, I think. And a little smile. The salt is extracted from Redditor tears, says Kirsty. Yes, perfect. Oh my god. So I told you there wouldn't be enough space for all the salt on your paper. It's true. Extra salty. Yes, exactly, yes. Okay. And here she is in her little poncho, and she's just sitting nice and cross-legged. Like so. And oh. What's that she's got? This is so small that I can barely see what I'm doing, but what's that game console you're holding there, Hornet? Is that a Nintendo Switch? Is that a Nintendo Switch too? Could it be? Could it be that she's holding a little Nintendo Switch? I think she might be. And just some nice little bit of texture on her little poncho. Oh, her poncho's got a little collar, doesn't it? So let's give her poncho the little collar. There we go. And obviously she's got her little needle that she's got holstered, or however she has it strapped to her back in some way. Hello, Tals, welcome in. You're just in time for terrible drawing time. I'm just going to add a little bit more salty texture to this absolute humongous mountain of salt that we've got here. Kind of trails off here. Maybe there's just some little stray salt kernels off to one side. Like so. Salt kernels, salt crystals, the shape that salt is. Definitely not kernels. What is wrong with me? What's on the timer? I've got 1 minute and 22 seconds. I honestly don't know if there's any improving upon this, though. Maybe just a little bit more shading, I suppose. Anyways, hope you are well. Lovely to see you. Welcome on in. What is she say? What is she saying in response to the salt? I think just a classic. Shaw. She's saying Shaw. There she is atop it. Focus. A mountain of salt. Look at her happy little face. She's got a Nintendo Switch too. She doesn't mind. Get shot. Tulsa's enjoying the sun and my new Sammy bookmarks. Oh, yay! I hope you love your bookie markies. Delightful. Thank you. I hope that it's being a good day for you. This is a Hornet sitting on a mountain of salt because Switch 2 was released and Silk Song was released on the Switch 2 as an exclusive, and it cost $90. And there's a lot of salt about that. That's terrible drawing time. Sledge, I hope you're happy. Yay, more people with Sammy art, says Turnip. Aw, right, get back to Lurk me. Get back to Lurk. We're about to BRB anyways. Yeah, Sledge, darling, I hope you're happy. That was fun to draw. That was very fun to draw. I do love drawing Hornet. She is friend-shaped. And that was a lot of fun to do. So thank you for that request. It was a good time. Yes. Yeah. Anyways. I don't know why is chat not I don't know what Twitch has done, but chat won't let me scroll. Incredible salt pile, says Theo. Thank you. For some reason, it is struggling to let me scroll up to, like, back read chat at the moment. It's just every time I touch the little, like, scrolly cursor on the side of chat, it vanishes itself and it won't let me scroll. But it doesn't matter because it's break time. We're taking a little BRB. I will be back in just a moment. You're not going to miss anything. Have a nice BRB screen. Hello. Thank you for sticking around. If you have stuck around, I very much appreciate it. And hello again, friends. It's good to be back. This was the terrible drawing canvas because we just finished this little piece of Hornet sitting on a mountain of salt. And I hope that you like it. That was fun to draw. I like giving Hornet a little smile. Sometimes I forget that she doesn't actually have one in canon. Oops. I'm gonna unironically do some, like, Silk Song art and just give Hornet a little ooh-woo face and then be like, wait, does she not have that in the game? Hold up, I need a minute. Whoops. Let me just, you know what? I don't have a photographic memory. What does Hornet actually look like? Here's a very dynamic pose of her, which I quite like. Actually, no. First, here's my Instagram, because we have to look at my Instagram first. Not because I like to show off, but just because that's the way that the stream scene is set up. So I mostly did that so I don't accidentally open, like, my Twitch dashboard window. And you end up getting that thing where it's just, like, the stream sort of repeating backwards into infinity. But no, here's what Hornet actually looks like. She doesn't normally have a little ooh face, but she is delightful and a very cool person, and I wish she was my best friend, and she wears a little red poncho, and I love her. But yeah, I did actually do some Silk Song fan art, like, quite some time ago. You know what the hey, let me see if I can find, because it'll be on Instagram someplace. Let me see if I can find it real quick. If I just page down for a while, just because we've been talking about it. I'm gonna get back to painting, don't worry. I will be painting this stream. I promise. We're probably not going to finish this piece this stream, but I can probably, I reckon we'll probably get, like, the sort of the flat base colors, and then I'll do the zhuzhing and additional foliage and what have you next time, maybe. But where did I do my Silk Song fan art? I might need to scroll back a bit. But anywhoosins. Apologies for not being as present on Instagram these days. I'm not as present on Instagram these days because I've got a bit of beef with Instagram, but I still feel like it's one of those things where, like, I would love to abandon all of the social media that feel bad, but on the other hand, as an artist who likes to, you know, keep the lights on and continue to be able to make art, I feel like I have to be present in these spaces, otherwise no one's gonna know that my art exists. And that feels worse. Because I kind of, please know that my art exists. I make a lot of it. Case in point, can't tell from the angle, could have an ooh mouth, says Tals. Oh my god, you are so right. We don't know for sure, like, she super could. Anyways, here's the Silk Song fan art I made way back in 2023, apparently. In which she is doing a bit of, I mean, she's got a needle, so it stands to reason that you could conceivably sew with it. And so here she is patching up her, her poncho, and wearing her Laundry Day Dartmouth University, sweatshirt. And please note next to her, she does have one of those, like, Royal Danish cookie tins that is full of sewing supplies. I felt that was very important. But this bit of art came from, like, a very early shot of, like, Silk Song footage, of potentially, like, the backdrop of an area that she passes through. So it is Silk Song fan art, technically. It is. Kirsty is lurking for dinner. Have a lovely dinner, Kirsty, and thank you so much for hanging out, and I hope you have a lovely lurk and a wonderful meal. Thank you, thank you. Illy as well, obviously. Obviously. Anywho, gonna keep working on these windows. But anyway, so that's that. Okay. It's window time. I feel like it's kind of, my moderator slash spouse remarked upon this yesterday, and I feel like it's kind of true. It's becoming a bit of a, like, tradition that he and I do, like, kids menu dinners on Thursday nights quite a lot, which I really enjoy. I like a good kids menu meal, as just like a comfort food. So we're having fish fingies with mashed potatoes and some steamed asparagus and purple spreading broccoli because they are local and in season, and I love them a lot. So, feels like a good choice for those reasons. Though, my god, asparagus is so expensive this time of year. Like, it's finally available, but it's available in such small quantities. And, like, for what you pay, you get so little. It's like, this is one vegetable side dish for the two of us, and it costs like $3.50. That feels bad. But on the other hand, I love it so much that I'm like, I just kind of have to make that sacrifice this time. Oh, speaking of which, I had a terrible time earlier today. I popped onto one of my preferred art retailers' websites because I was just wanted to idly look at potentially getting some gouache paints at some point in the near future and kind of thinking of playing with those a bit, seeing how I like them, getting a feel for the medium a bit more because I don't really use it very often. But if I had, some tubes of it, I might. I think, you can do some interesting things with gouache that you can't do as much with watercolor, and I think that might be an interesting, fun time for me to experiment with. But I get onto the page, and what does it say in big old letters? Watercolor sale. They've got a big sale on watercolor paints, and I'm like, no. Not because I don't like watercolors or because I don't want watercolors, but because I do. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh, you know what? I do hear that paint's really good. I would love to have a palette based around that kind of family of colors. But I really don't want to buy more watercolor paints because I have so many and I should be using the ones that I do have, damn it. So I am feeling the struggies about that at the moment. I just realized, I think for the amount of this window that we can see, there would probably just be one of these, like, here. I feel like that feels better. This is rude, says Turnip. Right? Like, honestly, what am I supposed to do with that? Just buy myself some more paints? No. Like, I shouldn't have bought the gouache that I was looking to sort of window shop for anyways, but at least I was mostly going to try and get ideas and think about, is this range of paints good? How many colors would I want to get? Which colors should I just buy like the sort of set of 12 provided colors, or should I go off book and pick colors myself? But then they were like, hey, watercolors are on sale, and I was like, oh, you know what, you're right. I don't own any of the color that they invented to replace quinacridone gold when they stopped making it. And I never got to use that paint, so... And it's real pretty, so I kind of want some of that. I also feel like, I don't know, I'd love to explore playing with palettes that are a little bit... I'd love to do one of my, like... sort of one of those color palettes where you have like a sort of the one sort of color that unifies all of it and gives you a really harmonious look. I would love to do one that's based around like an ochre-y kind of color. I think that could be really nice. That could be some really nice sort of soft, like late summer vibes kind of palette. But no. I should not be doing that. I shouldn't be buying these things. I have so much paint at home. No. So it's very frustrating because I was like, oh, but I would like to, but I can't. But I would like to. but I can't. Ah! So yeah, that's how I was feeling earlier. It was a bit of struggle. It's a little bit of a struggle. I think I'm gonna swap to my medium-sized brush to do the foregroundy bits. So that I don't, you know, so that my brush strokes aren't too broad where they shouldn't be that broad. I left one of my teas in the kitchen because I was carrying it with me, and then I put it down for some reason, and I left it there. But I do have my other tea, so I do still have beverages. But yes. Anyways, good tea, good tea. Anywho, I'm really geez. Sometimes I feel like I should be led slightly by like which colors have I used the least in this palette of paints, and then use the. Oh, hello, my moderator slash spouse, the beautiful human that he is, has just brought me my tea. Thank you, sunshine. Thank you. Wondering if I should be led by which of these colors have I used the least, and in this case, did I put this in something sticky? There's like a weird I think there may be some remnants of some glue or something on the desk. Great. Anyways, Talis wants to know more about tea. Okay. I will tell you that this is a hojicha, which is a green tea, but it's a unique sort of green tea in as much as so typically the different types of black tea are, like, or tea plant tea, shall we say, are like black tea, which is fully oxidized, green tea, which is not oxidized, and has the greenness to it. So technically this is a green tea, but it doesn't taste anything like a green tea, and it doesn't look like a green tea because it's been roasted. And that's the unique feature of hojicha. I have occasionally seen other teas that are roasted, but the hojicha is the most known of them. And it does have a nice sort of toasty flavor to it. It's very comforting, and unlike most other green teas, it pairs. I'm happy to pair it with milk in this case. That's really, really nice. I would have never guessed it was green tea, says Talis. Exactly. It because of the fact that it's been roasted, it doesn't really have any of the sort of standard expected characteristics of a green tea. Which is quite cool. And it's also just a really comforting drink, I think. It has, because it is a green tea, it has a fairly light body, but it does have this like roasted flavor, which is really nice. This one also has a hint of cinnamon added to it, I think, which, yummy. Mesh says, Talis, by redeeming this, accidentally gave me a great idea for the next Cursed Art trilogy. Oh no, Mesh. Should I be scared? Oh no. Oh, that was the other thing. That's the thing that I need to buy. I need to buy more A5 paper sheets for terrible drawing canvases because this one's running out of space. So yeah, anywho. Yeah, compared to the last one, I would actually say yes, be scared. Okay. Oh no. Well, I do reserve the right to say no if something is too cursed. I think on one occasion I did say no to something because I was legit not here for it. But it's rare. I'm pretty on board to just, I don't know, sabotage my reputation as an artist of quality, I suppose. Like, realistically, kind of just on board to sabotage my own reputation as an artist of quality. Oh well. Geez, what color to... Because I want the blanket to stand out, but I don't want it to stand out too much. But there's also going to be flowers of various colors and stuff throughout this sort of gardeny area. So, not today though, says Mesh. I'll save it for another stream. Alright, well, I've got that to look forward to. And if I remember to hop back onto the art store's website tonight, we may have a brand new terrible drawing canvas on Monday. So yeah. Anyways, I I look forward with great trepidation. Like, oh my god. So I'm feeling very trepidatious, if trepidatious is a word that exists. But you know, like in a fun way. So like it's all good. Don't worry about it. Anyways. It is a word now, says Mesh. Thank you. Thank you for adding it to the lexicon. I appreciate that. Hell yeah. Okay. Looking at this, I feel like the colors I've used the least are this blue, which is incredibly bright. It's that blue. This red, which is also incredibly bright. This like sort of patina color, which I feel like isn't quite the vibe, and then like this one, these ones, and these ones, the green, the bright green, the orange, the yellow, and the indigo I've used quite a lot more of than the patina, the bright red, the sort of purplish pink, and the very bright blue. I think what I'll do is use this, but maybe mute it down just a smidge, because I was planning for some of these shrubs to have little heliotrope flowers in them, which is like a purple flower, so I feel like it might kind of bring a little cohesiveness, tie it together just a smidge in a way that might be nice. Zevis is so pretty. Oh, jeez. Thank yous. Thank yous. This is the 1940 palette from Choosing Keeping, which is a stationery shop based in London. They do have an online shop. I have no idea if this not sponsored. I just really like the stuff that they sell. Some of it is so expensive though. Oh my god. Some of it is way too fancy. Like way too fancy. This paint pan palette was like a regular price. I think it was like 20 quid for 8 paints, and they're a reasonable size, so I feel like that's okay. But good lord, some of the stuff that they sell is really expensive. But yeah, this is like these are decent, I think. I'm not gonna finish them anytime soon, given the homeopathic amounts of paint that I use. But I love this set. But I'm thinking this, but just like kind of chill it out a little bit, maybe add a little bit of indigo to it so it's a little bit more muted, or maybe a bit of the neutral tint that's already on the palette. Okay, I'm gonna mess with it and see what happens. See what feels right for these little lads with my little brushy. Okay, maybe shall I bring the palette back so you can actually see what I'm doing with it? That seems like a nice idea. Oh geez, I just remembered at some point I need to build that Lego set that I have, and I was gonna do that on stream. My moderator / spouse remarked that it's not that overly detailed of a Lego set, and I'm like, yeah, but it's me. It will take a whole stream to build, don't you worry. The stream might run long. In case anyone doesn't know, that is the Lego set of Celeste Animal Crossing, which I was very happy to find, because I think it was online. It was available online, and then it like sold out really fast. Because how could it not? It's adorable. It's amazing. It's beautiful. How could you not love it? If you don't know, Celeste is a little red owl, and she's an astronomer, and she has a little sort of like outlook observatory. Hold on, I'm gonna show you because it's really cute. Let me get rid of this. I remember when someone first told me about it, they were like, yeah, there's a Lego set of Celeste, and I thought they meant the video game Celeste, and I was like, what? They meant Celeste Animal Crossing. Because there's a video game called Celeste as well, and I was like, that seems like a really surprising thing to make into a Lego set, but hey, what do I know? What indeed do... Wow, that is a lot lower res than I thought it was going to be, but oh well. Let's look at it anyways. You'll get the idea, but I do apologize that this is... The image quality here is extremely crunchy, but you can see she's got a little lookout observatory set up. She's got her little star chart, and most importantly, she's got a cup of tea. It's so stinking cute. So yeah, I'm looking forward to at some point making that. Where is my art screen? There it is. I'm still getting used to the streaming software as well, and I do apologize for that. it may take me a minute or two to like fully not be terrible at it, because it's a minor adjustment. Okay. This is I've added a lot of paint to this. I don't want it to be too dark. So I'm just, because I might end up wanting to put some like weave texture on it, so I want it to be medium colored in like background for the moment. Anywho, okay. Yeah, that'll do. Ooh, this is a pretty color. This is a really pretty color, actually. I like it. I like it. I like it. Don't accidentally paint over the nice man's elbow, if I can avoid it. Any hoosins. I'd like for the blanket to feel a little bit rumpled, because, you know, they are hanging out on it. Anyways, gonna try not to paint over your little socky. They are in their sock feet, obviously, because they are on a picnic blanket. And we don't want to get shoes on that. But I'm sure it was a bit of a battle getting this little guy to agree to hang out in his socky feet, because I don't know, he seems like the kind of fellow who'd be like, no, every situation demands that I keep my shoes on. But then once he does, he's like, okay, fine, this is comfy. Anyways, there's your headcanon / lore for the day. I like occasionally just plucking little things out of a sort of a nice history. A nice history where everything's fine. A softer history. You know, it's like when they make like Oscar bait movies about a period of history. And I just realized I actually put like shoe features on this guy's feet, and I'm like, actually no. But you know what? I'm gonna leave those there, but I'm gonna have him be wearing striped socks. Cause, you know, what's nothing wrong with a little bit of whimsy. Invite some whimsy into your heart. And onto your feet. It's a good way to live. Anyways. Oh yeah, the sort of like Oscar bait movies that they make that's set in history, in like a, you know, sort of a period somewhere in the past. About like usually a character who's in some way has some kind of intersection of marginalization about them. You know, like they're some kind of not cishet. And oh no, it's, you know, it's beautiful, but also it's tragic, and they'll probably be dead by the end of it. And then, you know, like the Oscar jury can look at it and go like, oh, isn't it nice that, you know, isn't that sad? Doesn't that just make you feel so sad? But isn't it nice that we're like better than that now? I feel like there's a lot of historical media that's just that kind of almost exists to let people pat themselves on the back about the fact that, like, we're better than history people. They were stupid and their attitudes were crappy, and we know better. And it's like, okay, but also, you know, you do realize that, like, you know, things aren't perfect now, and also way back in the history of history, like, even if there wasn't a legality to it, there were still like dudes and ladies who were just getting married anyways. Like, we have records of it. It's not you know, like this is nothing, like that is nothing new. Anyways, I love how the watercolor has such a nice soft gradient to it, says Mesh. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you approve. I'm trying my best. And I do actually really like this watercolor set. I think it's really nice to work with. These Japanese retro gansai, the 1940s. I'm not imagining that this painting is set in the 1940s. I just like this set of colors for it, incidentally. But yeah, these watercolors are fun. I did try and get a nice sort of variation of color in terms of like the background areas as well, but there's gonna be a lot more to it than there is at the moment, which, you know, is not much. But there is gonna be more to it by the time we're through. And I'm actually quite happy with the way that the color of this blanket has turned out. Yay! Good job, me, I guess. Okay. Kind of 1940s picnic. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You know, I like that it's weird and it's interesting. I really like the picnic as a motif, but like, how often do I actually go on picnics? And the answer is super rarely. Like, exceedingly rarely. How is this for a nice dark gray? Ooh, that's delightful. Okay. Okay. I do like this gray. It's not like a fully... It's a gray that has just a little bit of dimension to it. It's not so dimensional that you look at it and go like, oh, that's not gray. That's like violet or blue or brown. But it's not... There isn't a full absence of color to it. There is color within this gray. I think if you were to hold it up against something that was like legit fully desaturated, like if you went full grayscale, you'd be like, oh damn, that's a color, you know. And I think that tends to make things look a little bit more interesting than just pulling out like a straight ahead actual grayscale, is to give it that little bit of an undertone of color to it. I think is really nice. Though I do want this to be primarily gray, so I could have made it an even more exciting gray by like underpainting it with a different color, but I don't really do underpainting that much in my watercolors. I do occasionally for like landscapey stuff, but I guess some of this is kind of underpainting because I'm gonna that's not what I meant to say. I'm gonna paint more stuff on top of it. That says, so do I clip this or no comment? No comment. Oh my god. Anyway, moving on. Mash says, I like picnics until I remember why I hate them, and the reason is always the same. Ants. Yeah. I mean, I don't normally get ants, but I think for me it's more just like the ambient dirt of it all. I don't actually like sitting on the grass necessarily. Like the texture is bumpy. I'm afraid that I'm gonna get dirt on my clothes, and I don't like the texture of soil in my hands. I find that very unpleasant. Pests, bugs, ants, bees. I love bees, but I also like them to mind their own business when I'm eating. So yeah, anyways. You're doing what now, says Casa? Nothing. I did not. Nope. Anyways. Where's Mr. Sammy? Did he hear that? I don't know. He's at the gaming desk at the moment, I think. Theo misses picnics. Oh, I'm sorry. Just think about the ants. No, don't think about the ants. Think about tomatoes. And did I hear what, says Sledge? Good. Nothing. Absolutely nothing happened. And if you want to know what the nothing was, I'll tell you on the BRB. It's fine. But nothing happened. Mesh says, do I need a permit or do I just post the clip? I don't know how to do link permits. Can you DM it to me and then I'll post it? Can you just, like, whisper it to me? This is so stupid. But also, thank you for the clip, I think. I don't know anymore. But also, nothing happened. Nothing is happening. Everything's fine. Thank you, Mesh. Anyways, apparently Mesh did a clippy. So let me just grab that link for y'all. And should I be scared? Because I am. I got you. Alright. Anyways, what did I do? I'm gonna have to listen to this because I honestly am not sure. And I'm scared. Oh no. Oh, hold up. That's not what I meant to say. I'm gonna paint more stuff on top of it. Oh no. Oh no. Anyway, so that happened, I guess. Thank you for Clippy. Sledge says, "Ah, paint piss. That's why you don't drink the paint water." No, oh god. Oh no. Very special art. No. I'm so embarrassed. You can't see, but I'm absolutely burying my face in my hands right now. Sometimes my brain just doesn't want. Is that how you got that nice gradient? No. Sometimes I just can't speak properly. That's the difference. Sometimes I just can't, like, words don't work properly. Or sometimes my brain is moving so fast that, like, 5 different words come out of just then. I don't know what kind of word shape was coming out of my mouth, but it wasn't the word that I was trying to make. Anyways, judging by the colors, you may need to consult a medical professional, says Stubbs. This is too much asparagus. Anyway, I'm having asparagus with dinner tonight, and I am just trying to stay mindful of that in the wake of what asparagus does to your business when you've eaten it. Turnip says, don't be embarrassed. It's easy to jumble up words, especially when you're live. It really is. Oh man, you should see. I mean, it's just easy for me to jumble up words, period. You should see the number of outtakes whenever I film a YouTube video. I'm in the process of editing a YouTube video right now. I'm about 7 minutes into the edit. Man, I can't speak properly at all. Like, it's terrible. I have more or less a basic reading comprehension, but my ability to actually, like, learn the words and then put them in the right order and, like, pronounce things correctly is questionable at the best of times. But, you know, I'm having fun. I wish there was an asparagus about, says Theo. Pretend this is an asparagus. Oh, thank you so much for the lovely, lovely asparagus. I do love asparagus. I love asparagus season. It is the best thing about spring for me is getting to eat so much delicious British asparagus. It's so good. Anyways, on the upside, you get plenty of content. I mean, listen, if there's a lot of hilarious outtakes, they do get uploaded to the Patreon.
Oh no.
Oh my god. Thank you for the TTS Nicole jump scare who did that sledge. Thank you for the sticky. Thank you for this. Hold up. There we go. Heart hands for TTS Nicole. Thank you very much for the Oh No sticker. That's our girl, our little wombat, and she's trying her best. Speaking of business, did you know that wombats
Plap 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 plap.
Hello, little kiwi. Thank you for the flaps. Sledge. Thank you. Much appreciated. Did you know that when wombats poop, it's kind of cuboid in shape? It's an impressive skill. Did you know? Speaking of things that come out of creatures, did you know that a kiwi's egg is like distressingly close to the size of its body? Again, I worry for their cloacas. I really do. That's got to be deeply uncomfortable. I think that the thing about the kiwi is the family of birds that the kiwi belongs to, they've all got big eggs, but all of the other birds that belong to this family are also very large birds. And then there's the kiwi that's like, you can hold them in your arms. They're the size of like a chicken, right? But their eggs are freaking huge. Why would they do this to themselves? They're so silly and I love them so much. I really do. They're just the best. Like, you know, that's a strange evolutionary move, and I love them. I really do, because I feel like that's the kind of stupid thing I'd do. I relate to the kiwi. I really do. Very much I do. They have little feet, and they go plap, 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 and they're super cute, but they also can make the most horrifying screeching noise, which I do 3 times a week for 2.5 to 3 hours live on the internet, so, you know, relatable. Anyways, what was I gonna do next? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna give this little dude a necktie. Oh, that is way too much water on my brush. That was about to be a very thick necktie. Let's make it a little bit more respectably sized, shall we? I'm debating whether or not to go lightly sartorially crazy and give this guy's necktie a little, like, contrasting colorful stripe, just because I think that would be cute and fun. But does he want to be cute and fun? I don't know. He might just want to be nice and classic. There we go. Aw. That's the beginnings of an outfit. Okay. Yay! Somebody's got the beginnings of an outfit. Love that for them. I should give trousers and a necktie to his roommate here, his companion. And I want to kind of, this is another one of these paint palettes that's a little bit frustrating because there's just no browns, and I love a good brown. I love a good earth tone. There's not enough browns in any of my palettes. I should make a palette that's just like every conceivable shade of brown. That's just like, maybe I should do one of those like unified paint palettes, but just have every color be like 90% brown and just little slight variations on that, and just have it be like a super limited palette, but it's just all browns. I really like brown. I think brown's a pretty color. Anyways, but yeah, I want to stick some earth tone. I can't talk. I can't do it. It can't be done. I can't do it. I can't talk good. This purple is threatening to get away because it's very watery. And I need to figure out how to make a brown. Earth turns. It's like, there's like, I actually learned recently that there is a type of singing, that seems to be quite popular at the moment. But that I didn't realize that it had a name, and it's cursive singing. And one of the, I'm not going to attempt to do it for you, but I've noticed one of the hallmarks of it is kind of really interestingly pronouncing a lot of words. And I think it's kind of this very sort of like, you're really not enunciating. It's not like, it's not the band Styx. it's like the opposite of the band Styx in terms of like enunciation, but what it ends up sounding like is that you've just got an accent that doesn't exist in real life. Because like none of these words are pronounced like that. I don't know how or why that's happening. I'm gonna guess that there was a vocalist out there who got really popular who did have like a quite strong accent of some kind, and everyone thought it sounded cool and just started singing like that. I mean that's how singing styles happen, anyways. But it just Earth Times just reminds me of that. Oh no. Anyways, but yes, it's one of those things that once you start noticing someone doing it, it's like the one of the most distinct ones that comes to my mind in terms of like a vocal style that just became an affectation that other singers just picked up was like the 80s, like singing style, you know, the one like, you know, "80s," that kind of thing, which, you know, delights me to this very day because I think it's fun and great. Hello. Dima, thank you so very much for the follow. Welcome on in. Hello, hello. I hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful day. Whatever day of the week it is, I don't remember. Anyways, thank you for the follow. How are you doing? I'm painting some little guys and having a nice time to do it. Yeah. Interestingly, I go back to I popped onto to the Twitch dashboard and it says I'm offline. Presumably you can see me. I think Twitch is just having a moment. Dima says hello, hello, hello. Welcome on in. Hope you're having a beautiful day. I have made this a little too green, so I'm gonna slap some red into it until it feels like a nice kind of nice warmish, but not super gingery brown. Ooh, that's a spicy brown. That's a spicy brown. I feel like possibly the red has almost done a little too much there. Like the undertone is a smidge too red, so once again gonna pop a little green back in to kind of deepen it. What if I hold up? What if I just a dot of you? Ooh, hello. How do we feel about this? How do I feel about that brown? I have disconnected from Twitch chat a couple times recently. Twitch might be tired, says Tals. I think Twitch might be a little bit tired. I think you're right. And you know what? Fair. I'm tired too. So like I relate. I am defo online, says Sledge. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, thank you. Just gonna jump right on in with this because I feel confident about this brown. I think I am going to inflict some sort of bit of patterning onto this sweater vest. Am I living vicariously through this little gentleman? Yes. Because I am very much wanting a sweater vest at the moment. I think they're so cute, and I want one super bad. It is absolutely not the season for them because it's way too warm to be wearing a nice soft wool knitted garment, and yet here I am wanting one super badly, as one does when one is a silly sausage who's very prone to the just the bestest of whims. Confident brown, says Mel. That sounds like someone's name. I feel like someone's name should be Confident Brown. That is the name of like that is the name of, I don't know, some like vague fringe political figure from the 19th century, and her name was Confident Brown. I feel like I want this to exist. I want this person to exist. Was that a case of nominative determinism for Confident Brown? I don't know, maybe. Maybe it was. Anyways, hi Mel, how are you doing? It's lovely to see you. Welcome on. Ooh, tells us I was thinking preteen storybook character. Yes! Yes! Oh my goodness. Yes. Well, somebody needs to write that book. I am looking pointedly at chat. You should do it. I think it's an excellent tiny book idea, like the little Miss and Mr. books. Yes, Mel! Oh my gosh, that would be so stinking cute. What does Confident Brown get up to on their adventures today? Oh gosh. So, excuse me, so stinking cute. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I love it. Very good. Okay. Borrowing some of this, but modifying it slightly because I think I want the trousers to be a nice sort of wool tweed. So it's not quite a perfect match, but like a vague coordinate. We are going to add some knit texture and patterning onto the sweater vest anyways. So it doesn't need to be a perfect match at this point. It's all good. This is also a really nice brown, actually. I think this is a nice trouser brown. That's a nice top brown. I think that's my judgment. Anyways. Okay. Yay! We're getting there with our first layer. Confident Brown might wear a brown suit with a cowboy boots and hat. Ooh, Confident Brown and be Confident Brown. Yes, I love that for them. 100%. 100%. An excellently dressed Envy. Confident Brown. I love them so... Mel, I love them so much. I want to be their best friend. They're like the coolest kid. Oh my goodness. Amazing. I want this character to like exist. Like I said, this book needs to exist. Oh, I do apologize. Anyways, speaking of confidence, once again, the cow is still on the desk. She's like my more emotional support moo cow now. They have great tech. Ooh, they have great taste in vinyl records and small batch root beer. Oh, Mel, that sounds delicious. That's something I wish existed here in the UK. I have fond memories of root beer, but I haven't had it in years. I don't think it's as much of a thing here, which is a shame because it's fun. Oh my god, is her name Millie? She doesn't have a name yet. I like emotional support cows. All 4 of them. Yay. She's a very special girl. We did paint her portrait last week actually. I haven't posted it properly to like internet yet, but I think I can find it. It's in the other room. But I did take a photo of it, so I can show you a photo of it that I took on my phone in case you're wondering what her portrait looked like. Here it is. And this is what sometimes my finished artwork looks like. Yay! I do. Now, she is like a vintage, probably, I would say 1960s piece. So I wanted this piece to have a somewhat, like, vintage feel to it, and I feel like it more or less does. I hope so, anyways. This was really fun to paint. Mulisa! Mesh, that's adorable. Anyways, yes, she is my emotional support cow, and I love her very much. As I have said in previous streams, she is technically a milk jug, but I will not be putting anything... I will not be using her as a milk jug, because my god, can you imagine how difficult that would be to clean? Just no. Just no. Just absolutely not. She deserves better than that, damn it. And I will not be subjecting her to it. So, I need a bit of... I want to make a dirty blondish for my little fellow here's hair. So I'm gonna start with this yellow, but this yellow is not dirty enough in and of itself. We need to get a little dirt in there. So let me just add a little bit of dirt and see how that feels as a as a hair couleur. Or should I... Oh, you know what? For the hair couleur, I feel like I should be using a smaller brush. Actually. So let me see. Where's my Titleist brush that I'm currently using? Probably this bad boy. Anyways. Could you do it once and record it for us, says Mesh. No. 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 Sorry. Anyways. I'm sorry. Oh, now I feel sad. Oh no. But no, I don't think I can. Okay. I'm gonna just move my palette card out of the way because this requires a smidgen of precision. Because this little chap, I wanted to just give the impression of that sort of hair that just wants to sort of sit as like a bit of a dirty blonde fluff, you know. It's soft, it's got a lovely bit of a wave to it. And I think it's very handsome, and I think he should be very proud of the hair that grew on his head. Anyways, Anywho, I think I mentioned earlier, and I don't want to mention it too much because I'm a shy plum, but I do. Tals is lurking for dinner. Thank you for the lurk. I hope you have a lovely lurk. I'm just gonna pop a link to the shop in again because I did update my shop a couple days ago, and there's some fun new stuff in there. If anything doth tickle thy fancy. I also have a bunch of old stuff as well. If that stuff has tickled your fancy or tickles your fancy now, or if it's new to you, you can go nab it. And I'd be forever grateful if you did. It helps me buy more art supplies to make more art. It helps keep the lights on. Obviously, you know, is entirely optional and feel under no pressure, especially given how, you know, we live in a society. But I do very much appreciate any kind of support, even if that's just hanging out here. It's all nice. We might need a Millie/Moo said to draw this in your style, says Mel. The temptation to do... I have been thinking for a while about doing like a draw this in your style challenge. And the thing that has stopped me from doing it is the thought that, like, is anyone actually gonna want to do that? Do I know enough people that people would want to do that? I don't know. But if one person is... Literally, sometimes it takes one person asking me to do a thing to make me do the thing. So, that might have to happen. Oh no! That just might need to happen. We shall see. We shall indeed see. I am now looking at... The hair looked so good, and then I painted it in, and now I'm not sure about the shape of his hair anymore. Why did it look good before, and now I'm like, it looks weird? I think it might be because I haven't colored in, like, his flesh. It might just be because he now has a hair color but no skin tone. Which, you know, is creepy. Like, I'm one of the palest shades of white you can get, and I'm still much darker than that man's ghostly, horrifying face. I would participate in Hype It, says Mel. Aww. Thank you. Hair is good, says Mel. Hair, it is, you know what? It's good to have hair. If you don't have hair, that's good too. It's all good. Okay. I am picking up a nice thick amount of paint because I want some nice dark hair for this little guy. By contrast, it's a much darker hair color. This might be too thick. I don't know. I shouldn't have started that when we're just about to have a BRB break, actually. Oh, shoot. Oh, heck. Never mind. I'm just gonna... I think I've got enough time to get this done before it boots us into a BRB. I can always snooze it, but I like to snooze it as few times as possible because it eventually starts to yell at me and then it'll just run an ad break when I don't want it to. Shoot. Oh my god!
Oh hell yeah, Melemony just subscribed.
Sludge, thank you very much for gifting a sub to Mel. Thank you, Mel. Enjoy your emotes and stuff. Sledge, darling, thank you. Thank you. That's very kind. Yeah, anywho. What a sweetheart. Okay. I'm going to finish painting in this hair. Hopefully by the time it's done, I'll still feel reasonably good about it. And then I'm going to pop a quick BRB. Hopefully some stuff will be dry by then and we can move on to maybe giving these little guys some manner of human flesh tone. I hope. I can but try. Okay, that's for start. This looks a little bit weird, but pull that down a smidge maybe. Okay, I think I maybe fixed it for now. It's okay. Anyways, we're in a BRB, so I'm gonna go BRB, everybody. Pretzels, we're back. Hi, everybody. Sorry to abruptly dump you out of the stream music, but welcome back. Hi. Hope you had a good BRB. It was nice to have a little break. Have a little stretch, stand up a little bit, all that. Feeling ready to continue to paint. Woo! Anyways, I don't actually feel that pumped about painting, but I feel pumped enough about painting. It putteth me in the good spirits, at least. Necktie. I'm thinking like a yellowish green situation. I think a nice greenish with this dude's hair coloring. I feel like sort of springy earth tones like browns and greens will work well. Thusly. I think that's a good tie color for him. I think it also kind of pulls in the kind of scenery around them in a nice way. I don't know. I know not of whence I speak. I'm just goofing, but hopefully to a certain extent I'm goofing in a way that will look good, ? I hope so. Anyways. I love when I put the BRB. By the way, I love when I put the BRB screen and people pop on some little like dancing animated emotes to the BRB music. That's so cute. I love it. This little doo 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 doodly doodly doo. There's some cuteness happening there and I appreciate it. I love seeing it every time it happens. Anyways, what do I want to paint in next? Oh yeah, I was going to attempt to approximate some manner of taking this variety of hues and turning it into human flesh of some kind, which, as you know, is varying shades and intensities of beige and brown. So obviously I'm going to start with like basically pink. But to that, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow. But orange is not the vibe. So then to that, I'm going to add this really muted kind of bluish. And then I'm going to add orange to that. I'm just kind of going to keep adding colors until I come up with something that could become beige. If you water it down a lot. And that's how we make human colors. When we have this to start with, we just mix things together until we get appropriate beiges or browns. It's kind of all you can do. and just sort of hope for the best. I'm going to use, this is the, for anyone who missed it, when I first started, well, my first stream with this streaming software, because I had to change streaming softwares because the old one was broken, or rather I ran an update and it stopped working on this machine. I forgot, I went live and then I forgot to make the BRB screen a scene, so instead I just scrawled BRB on this bit of paper. So now I just have this BRB sheet, but I'm just gonna, that's not quite it. That's a little too pink, a little too violet. So I'm gonna add a little orange. Just warm it up a bit. That's still a little bit too pink. That's what I used to do when I started, says Mel. Hell yeah. I mean, you know what? It works. It totally works. So why not? You know? Okay, I've added a little patina to this to try and make it a bit more of a kind of a pinkish pale beige, I think, for this dude. But this is not an easy color to formulate out of like what I've got, I think. What if I add a little green? If I add a little more green, but not so much that it is green. Why does that just look purplish? That's super weird. Okay, well if it's a little purplish, then maybe a smidgen of yellow. Now it's kind of looking gray. I don't know. Anyways. But yeah, sometimes just literally like all you need to do is like write the word BRB and you're kind of golden, honestly. So is good. But I do have a BRB screen that I painstakingly painted. So I like to use it. There we go. I do think I want this fella to have a bit of a pinkish undertone. I feel like if that's his natural hair color, he's more likely to sunburn than he is to tan. So he can have a bit of a pinkish undertone to him. I think that works. And I'm like dropping and blotting, but I'll probably do like, layer it a little bit. Because again, we don't want to look like a ghost. But this kind of, I think this works. I think this works okay. Oftentimes what I find with when I'm painting with watercolors, because I'm using these like incredibly, you know, generally quite transparent washes of paint, that I will put like I'll be like, oh yeah, that's quite vibrant. And if I actually like, you know, if I look at the image like in Photoshop and I like eyedropper tool it, I'm like, that's telling me this is basically white, and I feel like I've colored it in quite substantially. What the nuts? It's a bizarre phenomenon, to say the least, when that happens. I'm always quite surprised by how pale a lot of what I think my vibrant colors are when I finish a watercolor painting. It's a strange feeling. But there we are. Anyways. Alright, how you looking, my young dude? Well, he's white, but he's not white, if that makes sense. So that'll do for now. Obviously, again, this is all gonna get, like, shading and what have you, so, like, it's fine. I shall modify this slightly for our other dude, because they don't have the exact same undertones and all that jazz. So let's give it a little bit of hue, perhaps. And I'll just do a little testy test again. How's that? Maybe. Possibly a little too much of that, but we'll see. It is all very beige. It's all very beige. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do a super light wash of it, see how the undertone looks, and then probably paint over it again, so, like, whatever. And I always try and start on, like, the most unobtrusive area, like, arm. Because if it turns out that the color in and of itself looks a little bit off in any way, that's like the easiest area to kind of correct. But that feels appropriately beige, I think. So I shall continue. Anyways, I bet this is a good book. I wonder what book it is. I have not made that decision yet. I might not. I might just leave it to the viewer's imagination what they're reading. I haven't decided yet. Mostly I just thought it would be nice if they were reading a book. But I think it's some manner of poetry, at least. I think it wants to be some manner of poetry. Because poetry's fun. I say as someone who doesn't actually read or write very much poetry. Definitely don't write poetry, but I also definitely don't read that much of it. But sometimes I do, and it's nice. So, you know. Writing poetry, I think, is a very different skill set to writing other kinds of written word. I will say I think the last time I earnestly wrote poetry, I would have been something teen. So that tells you how long ago that was. Don't let's talk about our ages though, chat. Partially for online safety reasons, but largely this is a grown-up stream and I assume that we're all adults here. But also, I don't want to spiral into what am I doing with my life crisis if I think too hard about how long ago it was that I was something teen. That feels like that way lies mistaketh. So I'm gonna not do that. But anywho, what color do this man's socks be? I'm having thinky thoughts about that. That's tough. That's a tough choice. That's a difficult decision, and I don't know what to do with it. I know not. I'm gonna get a nice book cover color. And I think for that I'm gonna take this red. I'm running out of space on my palette, but I'm gonna take my red and I want to just like deepen it. I might honestly just take a little neutral tint and use that to deepen the red. And give us a nice sort of substantive, looks like a drop of blood, but it's not, it's just paint. It's just paint. TOS, don't come at me. A nice antiquarian book red. Because I feel like this book is a fine vintage. I love a good secondhand book. That's nice. Thus, love that for them. Okay, cool. That's one side of it. This is the other. I'm glad they're having a nice time with some cups of tea and an improving book. I wish I had a cottage garden to hang out in sometimes. I have a space to park my car if I had a car, which I don't. And it's gravel. I live close to a forest, but not quite strictly in one. Never mind. Okay, I would like, if I can, to give this little guy, he's wearing braces, because I thought it'd be cute, and I'm gonna make them a nice shade of, like, dark brown. And they're made out of whatever it is that braces are made of. I'm not sure. What are braces made of? Do we, like, is it... I don't know. Especially, like, vintage ones. Is it leather or is it some kind of... Do they, like, some kind of stretchy... I don't own any. I'm not very... I'm silly. Oh, that's a nice Richard Brown I think we're getting towards. That's a nice Richard Brown. Okay. Okay. It occurred to me one time when I was mixing paint colors that I was looking for a rich brown, that I was like, Rich Brown sounds like a man's name. And ever since then, every time I'm trying to make a rich brown, I'm like, ah, yes, a nice Richard Brown. I can't not I can't not do it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Anyways. I'm feeling some kind of weird about this piece at the moment, just because, like, I don't know. I feel like it was, like, it looks different than it did when it was just a sketch, and I think it's just in the ugly duckling stage, and I just need to keep on keeping on, and then it will look cute again. I don't know. We're working on it. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea in the meantime. Probably not gonna go on too much longer. Because indeed, I'm gonna have to make tea. Which is what in some parts of the UK we call dinner. And as you can tell by my accent, I live in the U of K. He's finished his tea, so the cup is just hanging out to one side. Or maybe he hasn't finished his tea, and it is precariously almost spilling over the side of the cup because it's a bit on an angle. You should maybe be keeping an eye on that, my dude, just saying. At some point it's going to go crashing off to one side and make a horrible mess everywhere. But not yet. I don't know what color to do their socks, and I need to... Oh, shoot, I need to do the window frames. Okay, I'll do that, and then we'll probably call it there? Yes. Yes, I think that's what we'll do. Okay. So, I'm going to once again amend this brown and make it into window frame brown, which is another different, other shade of brown. Oh boy. Okay, I'm not gonna use this green again, so I'm gonna stir some of this green into it. Thus, and call that good. Anyways, I'm looking forward to my children's meal dinner. What are y'all having for dinner? I hope you're having nice meals. I'm having, what am I having? I'm having children's menu, which is what we call when we have something like fish fingers and mashed potato and, like, vegetables. Just, you know, very basic. Very thing that you would find on a children's menu. I used to do veggie nuggies more, but it turns out a lot of the nuggies I can't eat because they've got wheat in them, and wheat started making me sick a couple months ago. It was probably even making me low-grade sick for a really long time, and I just didn't realize that was what was doing it. But now it kind of escalated to the point where if I eat, like, a bowl of pasta, I can't breathe properly. So, you know, not so much fun. But that also has kind of kicked a lot of things I enjoy out of my repertoire of meals that I can enjoy, which is a little sad. But we adjust and we make do, and they do have gluten-free fish fingies. Though I did discover as well, it turns out if you can't have wheat specifically, it's not a gluten problem. You have to be careful about the gluten-free things that you get. Because there was a gluten-free bakery that I was really looking forward to checking out in London. Their stuff looked amazing. They had bagels. They had, like the sort of various viennoiserie, like croissants and pains au chocolat and all that jazz, and they looked really good, and I was so excited. And then I found their ingredients list, and it turned out that they use somehow a wheat flour that has had the gluten removed from it. And I'm like, oh, well, not for me then. And I can't actually eat any of their stuff. And I was so disappointed. Because they looked so good. But, yeah, it's not gluten, it's wheat. So I can't eat that. Such is life. So it goes. Never mind. I think I might call it there for the evening. Because I think a lot of people are off on their dinner breaks now, and I think I should probably go do the very same. So I think I shall call it a strim. And thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Having a bit of a freak out earlier about the Silk Song stuff that got announced yesterday. Carrying on through to painting a couple little chaps having a little picnic, which I love for them. I wish that were me, but never mind. I'm gonna see who's online so we can do a little raidy raid, because I think that would be a nice thing to do. Is there anyone that I have not raided in a little while that might be nice? Or just like whatever, I don't know. Let me see who's online. And in the meantime, thank you very much for hanging out. It's been nice. Actually, you know what? They were here earlier, and because of all the Silk Song chat, we raided Kirsty not that long ago, but let's go see Kirsty. Because Kirsty's gone live. And Kirsty's fun. So I'm going to start that raid. I'm going to pop a generic raid message in the chat, if you would like it. Oh, would you look at that? It's horned. Awesome. Okay. Let me get a generic raid message in the chat. Generic Silk Song raid message. And I will throw some Fight Milk emotes in there. As usual, feel free to grab the raid message. If you have the emotes, feel free to grab the emotes. Otherwise, just say, in this case, generic Silk Song raid message with whatever cool emotes you do have. It's fine. Thank you for hanging out with me today. It's been very nice. A nice little quiet stream, having a nice little quiet time. It's been a fun time. I'll be back tomorrow morning playing, wouldn't you know it, some Hollow Knight. Because we like that. But in the meantime, have a lovely evening. Have a good Thursday. Thank you so much for hanging out. I shall see you again, hopefully very, very soon. In the meantime, have a good one and all that. I'm waffling way too much. Good night and good luck.